In times past, the individual you hold dear was recognized, perhaps even notorious, for a certain inflexibility, a deep-seated stubbornness that permeated their very being. They possessed an unyielding nature, a resolute adherence to their own beliefs and chosen paths, often escalating to a point that could only be described as obstinate. It was as though their spirit was forged from an unbending metal, refusing to yield, to compromise, or to consider alternative perspectives. This rigidity manifested not only in their thoughts and words but also in their actions, creating a formidable presence that could be both admirable and, at times, deeply challenging for those who sought to connect with them. They constructed, brick by painstaking brick, a metaphorical fortress around their innermost self, a veritable stronghold of solitude that proved virtually impenetrable to the outside world. This fortress, while perhaps offering a semblance of security, was, in essence, a complex and layered defense mechanism. It was their chosen method, whether consciously or unconsciously, of shielding themselves from the perceived threats, the potential hurts, and the inherent vulnerabilities of the world around them. They believed, perhaps, that by maintaining this distance, this unassailable barrier, they could control their environment and protect their heart from the unpredictable nature of human relationships and the often harsh realities of existence. But as the relentless river of time flowed onward, carrying with it the subtle currents of experience and the gradual accumulation of wisdom, a profound realization began to dawn within their consciousness. They started to perceive, with increasing clarity, that these very walls, these carefully constructed defenses, were not, in fact, fulfilling the purpose for which they had been erected. The fortress, intended to safeguard and preserve, was ironically achieving the very opposite. Instead of providing a sanctuary, a place of refuge from the storms of life, these self-imposed barriers were, in reality, isolating them, creating a profound and aching sense of loneliness. They were, in a poignant twist of fate, keeping them separated, tragically and ironically, from the very essence of what their soul most deeply yearned for: genuine connection, authentic intimacy, and the warmth of shared experience. The walls that were meant to protect were, in a cruel paradox, imprisoning them. They began to understand, with a growing sense of unease and a dawning awareness that resonated deep within their spirit, that no matter how diligently they attempted to distract themselves, to divert their attention with other pursuits, with fleeting passions, or with the ephemeral allure of worldly distractions, you remained the one constant, the unwavering presence in the landscape of their mind. You were the persistent echo in the chambers of their heart, the unyielding flame that refused to be extinguished. This profound and undeniable realization served as a pivotal turning point, a watershed moment in their journey of self-discovery. It marked the beginning of a slow, often painful, but ultimately necessary process of dismantling their carefully constructed defenses. They began, tentatively at first, to let their walls down, brick by fragile brick, allowing themselves to become vulnerable, to embrace the inherent risks of openness, and to entertain the possibility, however daunting, of genuine connection and reciprocal love. It was a courageous act, a step into the unknown, a surrender to the potential for both exquisite joy and profound sorrow. Your person started to perceive you in an entirely new light, as if a veil had been lifted, revealing a truth that had been obscured for far too long. They began to recognize, with a depth of understanding that transcended mere intellectual comprehension, the radiant purity of your soul, the unwavering integrity of your spirit. This recognition was all the more profound given the context of their own past actions and the complexities of your shared history. Despite all the hurtful words that may have been exchanged, the misunderstandings that may have arisen, and the pain that may have been inflicted, your love for them had remained steadfast, a beacon of unwavering light in the darkness. You had never engaged in any action, never uttered any word, that would tarnish their reputation or diminish their standing in the eyes of others. Your love had been a constant, a reliable anchor in the turbulent seas of their life, a testament to a depth of devotion that they were only now beginning to truly appreciate. You remained, in their perception, a steadfast presence, a guiding star, a beacon of light illuminating their otherwise darkened world. Your unwavering loyalty and enduring love served as a stark contrast to their own inconsistencies and failings, highlighting the magnitude of what they had, perhaps unwittingly, placed in jeopardy. Your person is now grappling with a profound sense of remorse and a growing awareness, with the painful reality that it was their own inconsistent and often egoistic behavior that had created the chasm, the separation, between you. They are coming to terms with the fact that their actions, their attitudes, and their choices have inflicted deep wounds upon your heart, leaving you feeling isolated, abandoned, and profoundly alone on your own journey. This realization is, without a doubt, a bitter pill to swallow, a harsh truth that is difficult to accept. It requires a humbling descent into the depths of self-reflection, a confrontation with the shadows of their own making. But it is also a necessary, albeit painful, step on the path toward healing and reconciliation, a crucial stage in the process of mending what has been broken and restoring what has been lost. They are filled with a deep desire to apologize, to express the profound sorrow that weighs upon their heart, and to make amends for the pain they have caused. They long to right their wrongs, to correct the course of their past actions, and to painstakingly piece together the shattered fragments of your relationship, restoring it to a state of wholeness and harmony. But before they dare to approach you, before they attempt to bridge the gap that separates you, they are consumed by a profound sense of uncertainty. They want to ensure, with a certainty that can only come from a deep and honest assessment of your emotional state, that you are truly ready, that your heart is open, and that your spirit is willing to accept them back into the intimate circle of your life. They understand, with a clarity that has been hard-earned, that forgiveness is not something that can be coerced or demanded. It is not a commodity to be bought or sold, but rather a sacred gift, a freely given choice that you, and you alone, have the power to make. They recognize the delicate nature of your emotions and the importance of allowing you the space and time you need to navigate your own path toward healing. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and mysterious workings, is beginning to align in favor of both of you. The subtle forces of destiny, the unseen hand of fate, are at play, orchestrating a symphony of events that may lead to a harmonious resolution. Therefore, it is of paramount importance that you listen to the quiet whispers of your intuition, the gentle nudges of your inner voice, and seriously consider extending the hand of forgiveness toward your person. Try, with an open heart and a spirit of compassion, to grant them another chance, to offer them the opportunity to redeem themselves and to rebuild the trust that has been eroded. Remember, with a deep understanding of the human condition, that every individual, without exception, is fallible. Everyone makes mistakes, stumbles on their path, and veers off course at times. What truly matters, what defines us and shapes our character, is our capacity to learn from these errors, to extract wisdom from our failures, and to strive, with unwavering determination, to become better individuals, to evolve into more compassionate and enlightened beings. Your person is keeping a close and watchful eye on you, observing your movements, sensing your energy, and trying to discern the subtle cues that will indicate your readiness for reconciliation. They are filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation, a delicate balance of anticipation and fear. They are attempting, tentatively and with a degree of uncertainty, to initiate contact, to bridge the distance that separates you, because they deeply desire to have you back in their life, to restore the intimacy and connection that once existed between you. However, they are also plagued by anxieties, haunted by the specter of rejection. They are afraid, with a fear that is both profound and visceral, that you may not be ready to forgive, that you may not be willing to forget the pain of the past, that you may choose to close the door on the possibility of a renewed relationship. But despite these fears, despite the potential for further heartbreak, they are willing to take that risk, to step out in faith, because they believe, with an unwavering conviction in the enduring power of your love, in its capacity to heal, to transform, and to transcend even the deepest wounds. Your person is currently embarked on a profound and transformative journey of self-discovery and personal growth. They are engaged in a process of learning to let go of their rigid and stubborn ways, to release the patterns of behavior that have hindered their relationships and limited their capacity for intimacy. They are actively opening themselves up to the possibility of love, to the vulnerability of connection, and to the transformative power of genuine human interaction. They are learning, with humility and a growing sense of self-awareness, to accept their past mistakes, to acknowledge the harm they have caused, and to take full responsibility for their actions and their choices. They are learning to forgive themselves, to release the burden of guilt and regret, and to actively seek forgiveness from those they have wronged. And perhaps most importantly, they are learning, with an open heart and a renewed spirit, to love and to be loved, to embrace the beauty and the complexity of human relationships, and to cultivate a capacity for empathy, compassion, and unconditional acceptance. Therefore, I urge you, with a deep sense of sincerity and a profound belief in the power of love, to listen to the quiet wisdom of your intuition, to heed the gentle promptings of your heart, and to grant your person another chance, to offer them the opportunity to demonstrate the depth of their transformation and the sincerity of their remorse. After all, love, in its purest and most profound essence, is about forgiveness, about extending grace, about understanding the complexities of the human heart, and about offering second chances, the opportunity to begin anew, to rebuild, and to create a future that is brighter and more fulfilling than the past. I find myself immersed in a deep and contemplative reflection upon our shared past, a past that is filled with a rich tapestry of emotions, a complex interplay of joys and sorrows, and a profound and enduring longing for what once was, for the connection that we shared, and for the love that bound us together. I am filled with a profound sense of regret, a deep and abiding sorrow, for the choices I made and for the way I acted. I wish, with a sincerity that resonates deep within my soul, that I had taken our connection more seriously, that I had recognized its inherent value, and that I had treated it with the reverence and care that it so richly deserved. It was, in truth, a bond that was destined to be nurtured with unwavering love and mutual respect, a sacred connection that should have been cherished and protected, rather than taken for granted or treated with indifference. The reason I am not showing up, the underlying cause of my absence and my seeming detachment, is because I am, at my core, meant for love. It is the very essence of my being, the driving force behind my actions, and the ultimate source of my fulfillment. And I deeply regret, with a sorrow that weighs heavily upon my heart, the fact that I betrayed you, that I acted in a way that was inconsistent with this truth, and that I caused you pain and suffering. It's a regret that gnaws at my heart, a constant and unrelenting reminder of a mistake that I cannot undo, a choice that I cannot retract. It is a burden that I carry with me, a shadow that lingers in the corners of my mind, a testament to the magnitude of what I have lost and the depth of the pain I have caused. I never truly realized, until it was gone, the profound importance of your love in my life. It was like a radiant light that had been abruptly extinguished, leaving me shrouded in darkness, lost in a sea of confusion, and adrift in a world that suddenly felt cold and empty. Your love was a source of warmth, a beacon of hope, and a guiding force that illuminated my path and gave meaning to my existence. I know, with a certainty that resonates deep within my spirit, that there is no one else in this world who can love and understand me in the way that you do. Your love was a unique and precious gift, a treasure beyond measure. It was a beacon, guiding me through the storms of life, providing comfort and solace in times of distress, and offering a safe harbor in the midst of turmoil. In a misguided attempt to find happiness and contentment, in a foolish pursuit of fleeting pleasures and illusory promises, I made the grave error of choosing everyone else over you. It was a decision that I believed, at the time, would lead me to a better path, a path filled with joy, fulfillment, and the realization of my deepest desires. But it turned out to be my biggest mistake, a catastrophic misjudgment that shattered my illusions and left me with nothing but regret. Instead of finding the happiness I sought, I found myself lost in a sea of confusion and regret, overwhelmed by the consequences of my actions, and consumed by a profound sense of loss. The path I had chosen led me not to joy, but to sorrow, not to fulfillment, but to emptiness, and not to connection, but to isolation. During the painful and arduous process of my self-discovery, I came to the devastating realization that you were the only person who suffered a great deal because of my inconsistent and selfish behavior. You were always giving, always there for me, always ready to lend a helping hand, to offer support, and to provide unwavering love. And I, in my blindness and my selfishness, was only taking from you, receiving your generosity without much reciprocation, accepting your love without fully appreciating its value. It was, in essence, a one-sided relationship, a dynamic where you were the giver, the source of unwavering support and unconditional love, and I was the taker, the recipient of your kindness, often without expressing the gratitude or offering the reciprocation that you deserved. I see now the imbalance, the unfairness, and the profound hurt that my actions caused. As time passed, as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I came to the profound and humbling realization that the bond one share with you is completely unique and fundamentally different from the connections I have with any other people in my life. It was a bond that transcended the ordinary, a connection that reached the depths of my soul, and a relationship that held the potential for extraordinary love and growth. It was a bond that was forged in the fires of love and trust, a connection that was tempered by shared experiences, and a relationship that was meant to last a lifetime, to endure the trials and tribulations of life, and to provide a foundation of unwavering support and mutual understanding. I don't like staying distant from you. The truth is that I don't feel like my true self, my authentic being, without your presence in my life. Your absence is a constant source of discomfort, a nagging emptiness that I cannot ignore. It bothers me so much, filling my days with a longing that is both profound and persistent. I miss you deeply, with an ache in my heart that words cannot fully express, and I yearn to see you again, to be in your presence, and to reconnect with your spirit. The thought of seeing your face, of hearing your voice, of feeling your touch, fills me with a longing that is almost unbearable, a desire that consumes my thoughts and permeates my being. You are the only person I want in my life, permanently, for all time. I yearn for your presence, for your love, for your understanding, and for the unique connection that we share. You are the one person who makes me feel whole, who brings me peace, and who inspires me to be the best version of myself. I am deeply sorry for pretending like I don't care, for putting up a facade of indifference, and for masking my true feelings with a carefully constructed wall of emotional detachment. It was a defense mechanism, a way of protecting myself from further hurt, but it was also a disservice to you and to the love that we share. But the truth is, and I can no longer deny it, that I care. I care more than words can express, more than I ever thought possible. I care about you, about us, about what we had, and about what we could have had, if I had only been wiser, more compassionate, and more attuned to the needs of your heart. I want to say, with the utmost sincerity and with a heart filled with remorse, that I am truly sorry for the pain I have caused you. I am sorry for the mistakes I have made, for the love I have taken for granted, and for the hurt I have inflicted upon your tender heart. I pray, with all that I am, that one day you can find it in your heart to forgive me, to extend your grace, and to offer me the opportunity to redeem myself. Until that day comes, I will live with the regret of losing you, the profound and aching sorrow of not appreciating the love you had for me, and the constant reminder of my own failings. I will also live with the hope, however faint, that one day we can rekindle the love that we once shared, that we can rebuild the bridge that has been broken, and that we can create a future together that is filled with love, joy, and mutual understanding. Until then, I will continue to miss you, to long for you, and to love you, with a love that transcends time and distance, and with a hope that refuses to be extinguished. Many of you are currently experiencing a profound and significant sense of detachment. This emotional state, this feeling of being somewhat removed or distanced from the immediate circumstances of your lives, is not to be interpreted as a manifestation of despair or hopelessness, a sign of giving up or losing faith. On the contrary, it is a powerful testament to your newfound mastery over your own emotions, a clear indication of the remarkable progress you have made on your journey of self-discovery and emotional growth.